Sometimes my weeks look like this. I coach clients, play secretary, try online dating, and scarf down cold meals in a hurry, and build a van with my dad. And somehow, I still stay consistent. Hi, my name is Alejandro Santillan, and if you are a single professional who is trying to lose that 20, 30 pounds, then this video is for you, because I want to share with you today 2 rules that supported me and that helps me stay consistent on my fat loss journey, because we all know that life isn't linear and we try and try and try. Well, we can't rely on motivation, but what we could rely is 2 simple rules when things hit the fan. All right, let's start with rule number 1, the short stack workout. Let's start with the first movement called squat wood chop. To do this exercise, our feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart or a little bit wider, depending on your hip. And in order to grab this dumbbell, I can either clamp my hands together, or I can bring my left hand down, right hand over, right hand down, left hand over. Completely up to you. From here, I'm gonna squat down. The dumbbell is gonna be on my left pocket. I'm gonna bring it just like you're taking out your sword if you're in the medieval times, and you're bringing it to the opposite side. Left to upper right, left to upper right. I'm gonna perform 10 reps. From here, I can switch sides, and again, switching my hands, right to left, right pocket, left corner. Every time I come up, I want to breathe out. I'm taking a deep breath as I'm coming down, holding it and releasing it at the top position. You want to make sure you keep your core nice and tight. Don't go too far where you start to arch your lower back, because that can lead to injury. And speaking of injury, my feelings got injured during the van build. You see, when I arrived at the pickup location to pick up this huge crate of van furniture, I immediately realized we had a problem. Where the hell am I gonna put this huge crate of van furniture? And if my dad and I decided to place it in a garage, how are we even going to get it into the garage? So we thought about getting a forklift until we saw the cost. Just ridiculous. So we said, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it near the weekend and manually. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we made room for it. So we went ahead and made some room in the garage. We had to tie it up. We have some more boards here. And chipped away at it, one piece at a time. Then one more. And then another one. And another one. And everything was going smoothly until we hear a crack. One of the pieces was about to split. So we're in a funk. We were trying to lift this thing off of the van, and then suddenly this fell apart. We thought, how are we going to move the piece without breaking on us? Luckily, 2 brains are better than 1. So we decided we're just going to cut it manually. And 3 days later, we finally got everything down and cleaned up the van. Don't worry, team. I'm not gonna drag you through my window cutout and skylight issue today, because that's a whole different cobweb of problems. That's gonna be in a different episode, and honestly, I'm still recovering from it. Now that you're well rested from that emotional and physical break, back to the workout. Okay, let's move on to the second workout called the lunge and a row. We're first gonna take a big step back. My right leg is gonna be slightly bent. My chest is slightly elevated. Think about your elbows pulling back. As you're doing this, you wanna control the weight. Don't just let it go. You're gonna then switch sides. So if we're doing 10 to 12 reps, we can do 5 on one side, 5 on the other, or we can do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. We're putting all of our weight on that left leg and squeezing our back muscles. And try your best not to shrug as you're doing these, because when you shrug a problem, it's gonna lead to future consequences. Like when my dad and I shrugged off getting a work table, we kept measuring on the floor using the truck's back door. And honestly, this is not good for our lower backs. So dad gave me homework. Find a long enough work table with an outlet that doesn't break the bank. And you know me, I love me a deal. So here I go researching that table during my work break. 2 days later, I found one. And you know what? Not only was it a good deal, but it came with that outlet he was talking about. So I bought it. We're back in action and no more lower back problems. And just like I had to research the right table for us, you're gonna need one thing for the next movement. You're gonna need a stability ball where your knees are around 90-degree angle when you sit on it. Or go to your local store, find yourself a stability ball and test it out and see if it's in a 90-degree angle. All right, team, this is our final movement called stability ball press. In order to get into the movement, you want to roll ourselves forward. So I'm gonna walk myself into that supine position. My elbows are at a 45-degree angle. My hips are elevated. From here, I'm gonna press up. I'm gonna breathe as I'm controlling that weight down and breathing out at the top position. The elbows, like I said, they're a 45-degree angle. So you wanna think about an arrow. Do you know how the arrow is shaped in like a V shape? This is exactly how you want to get into. One of the common mistakes, keeping the hips down. When you do that, you disengage the glutes and hamstrings. So keep it elevated as you're pressing that dumbbell. This is why the short stack works. When life gets messy, the workout stays small. Life isn't linear, so I keep the rules as tiny as possible. And honestly, I remind myself of the same thing with online dating. It takes time to find the right one. Stay tuned, y'all, to the end to see if I actually scored a date. For this week, I am going to focus on 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And to be transparent with you guys, I'm gonna have a shake on hand, a protein shake on hand, just in case I can't get in my meals, and to satiate that little child in me that needs that dopamine hit. If the original Lifeline feels hard to stick to, which I showed you in my previous video, I'm gonna make a separate video soon with the Lifeline alternative. So that way, when you need that dopamine hit, it's right there for you. So here's what the plan looks like. We're gonna have eggs, quinoa, and veggies. My lifelines are sauerkraut and hot sauce. For my afternoon and evening meals, I'm gonna have liver with veggies and a little bit of quinoa, sauerkraut, and hot sauce. And you're probably wondering, Alejandro, why you're eating liver? Well, it's because it's packed with nutrients you don't easily get from regular meat, like vitamin A, B12, riboflavin, iron, zinc, selenium, and copper. You see, most people think that organ meats are disgusting, and you're right. They're really bad. But here's the thing. I'm not here for taste. I'm trying to keep my cravings down so when life becomes chaotic, I don't have to rely on the food. This is where most people fall off because stress makes you either skip a workout or eat like you're trying to forget your problems. And that's why the rules have to be small. Because even if you meal prep, sometimes life throws a plot twist. Like when my dad noticed the insulation didn't fit the floor. Comes a problem right there, meaning that we're gonna have to cut out this. We measured and remeasured, tried angles, checked the paperwork, and couldn't figure it out. And then it hit us. Did we just order the wrong van build? Or should I say, did I just order the wrong van build? So I called Vantopia. And yep, I accidentally said ProMaster 2500 instead of saying 1500. My heart sank. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe this is happening right now. And I was like, well, there goes the van life dream. But he helped me out and gave me a discount for my mistake. He didn't have to, but he did. And I really deeply appreciated it. And that's why I'm giving them a shout out. And I will leave their YouTube channel in the description down below if you want to buy a van kit from them. Here's one thing you didn't know about me. Not only am I a trainer, but I'm also a secretary. You see, I have to schedule my clients in the calendar, and this is the most stressful part of my job. It's easy to make workout videos, but to use my brain and fit them in to make them happy and myself happy is very challenging for me. So that's why I keep everything simple. And honestly, building this van was one of my favorite parts of 2025. It's frustrating, it's slow, but there's one thing I cannot get rid of. It was the bonding moment with my dad. And this is exactly why I keep my workouts and food simple, so I have more time for these bonding moments. My life is already complicated as it is, so why make it more complicated? But I'm learning, and that's one of the things that I really like about this journey, is that I'm learning new things I would never have thought I'd learn without doing this. And you know what's funny about all of this? I can help you lose weight. I know about the science of reps, sets, working sets, load, warm-ups, intensity, effort. I know how to tell you about the volume. I can tell you about the 1 to 5 reps, if it's strength training or not, or hypertrophy. I can help you with rest and recovery, training structure, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you about the compound lift, the isolation technique, tempo, exercise categories, techniques, popular intensities, food science basics, micronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, body composition, simple tracking metrics. However, I cannot, for the life of mine, tell you how to screw in a light bulb. I know. So if your weeks are messy and your calendar is full, you have tons of clients, you're working a lot, you have kids, stress, travel arrangements, then seek simplicity and try to get grounded. My short stack workout is small enough to fit in your calendar. And my naked plate protocol has no recipe involved, so you don't really have to be on YouTube searching for recipes because it's simple foods with no condiments. And if you ever eat a cold meal, welcome to the team. If you wanna know in depth what the naked plate protocol is and you wanna know more about the short stack workout, then you can watch these 2 videos right over here. Oh, and by the way, that online date that I was trying to get earlier in the video, didn't happen.